rotate. Oh, thank you. Hi guys, welcome. So we're switching it up in the group here. I thought it would be fun to invite different speakers on their specialty, if you will, to give us some education beyond the fitness piece and the nutrition piece. We've had the therapist come, Ariana talk to us. So tonight I thought it would be fun to invite one of our own moms. Most of you know Anna, and she is a health and wellness expert in essential oils and all the things. So being that essential oils plays a part in my self-care and in my life, for mindfulness meditation, as well as the other facets with my cleaning products and my children's health and wellness and all the things. I thought because with our challenge this month being focused on more, mindfulness, I thought it would be cool to have her share some ways that we could incorporate essential oils into our practice. I know that some of you are just learning how to make a practice for yourself for self-care. You might not even have a practice yet for self-care or mindfulness. So maybe this is a way that you are curious and you're trying to explore different options, whether that's breathing or mindfulness or journaling or whatever it is. And I just thought this would be a cool way to give you guys another tool to be able to apply to your journey and try it out. So with further ado, I'm going to hand over the mic to our friend here, and I'm going to mute myself. And if you have any questions at all, you can pop them in the chat, but if you want to pause us, this can be more like we're speaking together, like we do with all our other groups, versus just educating. So if you want to pause us and stop us at any point, ask questions, okay?
Yeah. Okay. So, hello everyone and welcome. And I am so thrilled, honestly, to be hosting this virtual meetup with Motherhood Moves and the crew. I love you guys too. I've been, I think, with you guys for over a year. And actually, I forgot that I've prepared a presentation I would like to share so that, it's for some of you who have the chance to look at it, just kind of I thought it would be nicer like that. So today's is everybody okay? Let me just mute some of you. If you just have a question, like Nicole said, you can unmute yourself, but just in case, I'm gonna press now. And then you can ask questions in the chat or just unmute and just ask. So anyway, so today's theme is truly close to my heart. Using essential oils to enhance mindfulness and cultivate gratitude. Our lives are often so full and fast paced that it's easy to miss out on the beauty of the present moment. And sometimes we all need a little help to slow down, reconnect, and appreciate what we have. And that's where essential oils come in. They are a natural, accessible tool to help us ground ourselves and bring more intention to our daily lives. And for those of you who may not know me yet, I'm Anna, a certified essential emotions coach and aromatherapist. I've personally experienced the profound impact that essential oils can have on mood, focus, and even physical health. My story, to cut it short, I've been diagnosed in 2016 with the brain inflammation, and then, like what the doctors do here, they put you on different kinds of medications. And I am, super grateful that they were able to diagnose me on time and provide me with the care. But then later on, I was put on the super, super heavy antidepressants, which kind of bounced back. And it was the hardest time of my life. And my oldest one was a year and a half at the time. And so that's where essential oils come into my life. I don't know how that happened. magically popped up in my life. And it all started with a little tiny sample of lavender oil, which helped me actually wean off antidepressants. And I have goosebumps right now because I remember that story. Brings kind of terrible emotions. But anyway, over the years, I've witnessed how these small nature-based solutions can make a big difference, not only in my family, but outside as well. And this is just a great approach to stress and enhance our focus, for example, and bring more joy into our lives. And let's make it a bit more interactive, by the way. I forgot to say that. Um, like right now, if anything you want to share, for example, if you're going through something, if you wanted to find a natural solution to like a stress related issue or emotional issue, we are here to support each other. I mean, I want it to be as friendly and like a warming atmosphere. So if you want to share and you're feeling like sharing, I think it's a good way today to do that as well. So you just write in the chat.
I
Yeah.
have a question, Anna.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love your story, and I love that you are comfortable now sharing it, even though, like you said, it might provoke
Mhm.
some emotions. So thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that with people. But I'm curious in this group who already utilizes essential oils in any practice, whether maybe not for mindfulness, maybe it's with their children, maybe it's with their cleaning products. I'm just curious because I don't know, other than myself, who use it, and you, who is in this group. If you want to write it in the chat, whether you do, you don't, you're curious, like what is kind of your comfortability here?
Yeah, you jumped right ahead of me, but it's okay. So let's do this. Let's do someone who uses oils, put a 1 in the chat box, and who is not familiar, just put 2. So we kind of, know what's going on here. And let me just see, my chat just disappeared on me. Okay, here it is. I mean, if you know where the chat button is, because it's kind of tricky, and the Zoom, especially if you're on the phone. So while you typing it in, I see we have a number 2 from Kiki, Gina, number 1, but not daily. And I don't know what I'm doing. That's, you know what? That's totally fine. And I'm going to talk about that at the almost at the very end, because that's really important just to be using. Okay. All right. So we have Amber, number 2. I bought a set last Christmas, but have hardly used them, Leah. Oops, I think it's my bad, no? If you bought it for me, because yeah, I was overwhelmed if that was for me. But anyways, let's just go ahead and kind of jump right back, because I'll be sharing tips, and I love science. I'm certified aromatherapist, and I feel like if I'm using science-backed information, it's gonna help your brain to put two things together and not feel like, oh, this is some kind of joke, you know what I mean? So my hope is that by the end of our time together, you'll leave feeling inspired and equipped by a few simple practical tools to bring more calm, focus, and gratitude into your life. And right now, whoever just said and put number 1 if they have essential oils, if you could just grab one and simply, put a few drops in the palms of your hands, rub together, and go like cover your nose and inhale deeply. That's all it takes, by the way. And in 20 seconds, I'm going to be telling you a little bit later what it does. So let me just move to the next slide. And this is the 3 cool things about essential oils. So let's just start by understanding why essential oils are such powerful tools in our journey towards mindfulness and gratitude. But before we dive in, there's 3 cool things, right? So the safe and natural part of it, it's essential oils are plant extracts with no harsh chemicals or unwanted side effects when used properly. And I am just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be talking only about doTERRA brand, because not everybody is doing proper job by providing us with cleanest, purest essential oils. So I, kind of live by this standard. So this is what I'm talking about. And they are CPTG certified, pure tested grade, meaning they're pure, potent, and free from contaminants. For instance, when using lavender to reduce stress, studies show that linalool, a major compound in lavender, can activate GABA. I don't know if you guys heard about that fancy word these days. It's, everybody's using that. It can activate GABA pathways in the brain, which helps to calm the nervous system and reduce anxiety. So it's proven fact. The next thing I want to talk about is highly effective, which is the reason essential oils are concentrated and they're very powerful. And just kind of side note here, they're 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. Just think about it. And I believe it's 1 drop of peppermint essential oil. It's equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea, just so that you kind of understand what I'm talking about. So the oils can penetrate cell membranes and work on a cellular level. So it's really, really crucial to understand that. And if you're ever down to get to more of the details on this, I hosted just today one of these workshops where I dive into more of the a little bit of biology. But anyway, so then the third factor, cool thing or whatever, it's the affordable wellness. And believe it or not, because some people still think, oh, essential oils are expensive. And I think my light is about to go down on me. Uh-oh. I gotta move because it has like sensors in here. Oh, there you go. So with healthcare costs on the rise, and we all know that, right? So essential oils provide a low cost natural alternative. And if you calculated like a price per drop, um, a single drop of oil costs just pennies. And usually this bottle is about 250 drops. And all you need sometimes to achieve a result, 1 drop. So it's 250 uses in one bottle. So for example, some studies suggest that essential oils like lemon or eucalyptus, they can act as natural antimicrobial agents, if I could say that, providing a safer and more cost-effective way to clean your home, by the way, and also without, those harsh chemicals that disrupt your endocrine system. And if you're into that, if you're like into natural wellness, you probably heard that, toxic home is number 1 reason, maybe not number 1, but one of the reasons why we have a lot of inflammation in our bodies. So let me move on to this part right now. Now, we are talking about mindfulness and gratitude here. And now that we've looked at what makes essential oils so remarkable, and I love them, and I love talking about it, but let's talk specifically about how they can support mindfulness. From enhancing focus to reducing stress, essential oils can play an amazing role in helping us stay present and centered. And I will be talking about a little bit more science, okay? So when it comes to focus, oils like peppermint, rosemary, and there is a blend called Breathe in doTERRA, which is super amazing for many things, but also this is great for mental clarity, all those oils. And research has shown that, for example, rosemary contains this chemical compound. I'm not going to be naming all these compounds because it's complicated, but it enhances memory retention and cognitive performance by increasing certain levels in the brain, like certain chemical levels. And this is why, for example, rosemary has been studied for its potential in improving concentration and reducing mental fatigue. Let's say we have here Nicole saying, yeah, about breathe, my favorite, especially for my asthma. Haven't used my inhaler in months. And just on a side note here, my older son, Matthew, he's 9, but when he was about 3 or 4, we moved to Long Island, and all of a sudden he has been diagnosed with a whole bunch of allergies and asthma. And I was able to help him with essential oils to reduce those triggers, not the triggers, but the response to the triggers. And every single time, we're not even worried about the pollen season anymore, because he used to be like somebody punched him in the face, like this whole eyes, you couldn't even see it, like really tiny little eyes. But anyway, Now let's talk about reducing stress. So lavender, and there's this blend, and I love it, and I always carry it with me because, when my toddler is not in preschool, it's, he's a handful, and this is what I carry all day, every day. So lavender and the adaptive blend, they are known for their calming effects, and clinical trials show that lavender, like I said, it's an anti-stress oil, but it also reduces cortisol levels. It's a key stress hormone, and it helps you alleviate tension and anxiety. And this blend, which is adaptive, it enhances this effect with the complementary oils. It's a blend, obviously, so there's a spearmint and copaiba in there. And now, the next thing is, how do we deepen the awareness, right? So I wanted to mention this, like, how does this whole thing work? Like, how do these oils work in terms of how do you deepen the awareness? How are they able to kind of interact with our body, right? So the essential oils, they trigger the olfactory system, and that system is directly connected to our limbic system. So technically, when you inhale through the nose, it's connected to the limbic system, the brain's emotional center. So studies have demonstrated that, for example, frankincense primary compound, I believe it's alpha pinene, it can modulate inflammatory pathways and promote feelings of grounding and inner peace right away. So whatever oil you're taking, you're inhaling it, you're connecting it to your brain's, let me just kind of explain, to the brain's this system, limbic system, and it gives a signal to your whole body to do a certain thing. So each oil would tell either to relax, to feel more energetic, or whatever you're trying to achieve. You grab that oil and you're getting that result. So essential oils are really versatile. They provide both physical and emotional support. That's why I actually went in and decided to dive more into how emotions work and what they are. And I became the essential emotions coach, which is a really cool thing, apparently. And it helps you to release those stuck emotions. Okay, so anyway, the essential oils, they also help us slow down, which is so important these days. Like, we live in such fast-paced world. We kind of, like at the very beginning, I said, we can't even sit down anymore and uh, really think of what we really want, especially we moms. I only have 2 kids. I know moms who have 6 kids. I don't know how you guys do it. How do you even know where you are in all of this? Where are your thoughts in all of this? With all this, nonsense going on, and like, where is your opinion on things? Because people, or TV or Instagram, all pouring information into us. So it's really important to slow down. Okay, so I'm kind of checking the chat also here in case I don't want to miss no questions or comments here. So anyway, let's go into the next slide. And I just forgot to mention, this is not going to be a super long class because I know we kind of, want to have our me time as well. So let's talk about creating a gratitude practice with essential oils, because it's really, really important, right? So let's talk about the
Can I
appreciation.
stop you for a second, Anne? I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So some people in here, like I said, may not yet have a gratitude practice. So I don't know if you have anything covered in here, but if you have any examples besides how we can apply the oils, but maybe if you have any examples of other, and it might be in here, gratitude practices that you could recommend where we could apply these.
I think I have at the very end of this presentation, I'm going to be talking about like journaling and
Okay, okay,
all
good.
that stuff, but I will cover it. But honestly, I thought also you guys post a whole bunch of information on gratitude, and I hope that people would read about it. So if not, I mean, gratitude is really something, that everybody says it's the most, like, the highest vibrational feeling. Not the highest, I'm not sure, I don't remember what's the highest is, but it's on that upper scale, because there's, certain emotions that we experience on a daily basis, for example, if and they were divided into positive and negative, although there's no such thing. We kind of just um we experience them all, and it doesn't mean that one is bad or one is better, but in terms of vibrational frequency, love, gratitude, compassion, and some other things, they help us see the world in a better way, like, you know what I mean? And the gratitude is one of the best things to practice, because then it will automatically help you feel your best and see the positive in the world, because you appreciate those little tiny things in life that you even don't realize that you have. Like I said, we don't sit down and realize, okay, I have the roof over my head, I have a nice comfy couch, I have this nice clean shirt, and I have a warm bed later once this class is over to go to, and my kids are healthy. And we don't think about it on a daily basis. But once we start practicing and seeing those little things, and you could keep, I'm going to be telling later that you could keep a journal, like a little practice for yourself. Some people do it at night, some people before going to bed, like um, they write down, or they think at least about 3 to 5 things they're grateful for during this day. Or you could just, every morning write down 5 things that come to your mind. And it's one of those things that just helps you focus on the best in your life, even though you're going through some rough patches. And we've all been there. How do you get yourself out of, crap? I don't know how else to call it. And this is one of the practices that really helps. And so using essential oils will enhance, because then you will have an anchor. Every time you sit down and you write something like, I'm grateful for this or that person, or I'm grateful for myself. We even forget to be grateful for ourselves, for the things that we do to ourselves. The oil you will inhale at that moment will be like an anchor. And every time you will inhale this oil during this practice, or anytime you'll use this oil for something else, it will be triggering in your memory. Like I said, this is connected to your memories and emotions. You will instantly remember the gratitude that you experienced when you were writing it, because it's just impossible not to feel amazing when you're, feeling that. Nicole says, love that. I'm going to start doing this. Yes, please. Okay, so let's just quickly go back to what I said. So we're going to be creating a gratitude practice with essential oil. So a little bit more information maybe in terms of how to do it properly, because you have to not only just kind of write it, but you could like I have listed here, it's the appreciation. And which oils I would recommend is maybe citrus oils like lemon or wild orange, for example. Because they're uplifting. Who doesn't like citrus? Okay. And like I said, they will remind us that we need to appreciate the small joys in life. And then the fun fact about the citrus oils is also it can stimulate serotonin production, which enhances mood and reduces feelings of those, sad feelings or even fatigue. So just keep that in mind. When you're feeling down, just grab that citrus oil and jot down like what you're grateful for today. And then there's this thing called reflection. Um, you can use grounding oils. We have the blend balance or copaiba. You can use bergamot or oil, and they are actually amazing for introspection. And the reason why I chose specific oils for those things, because I have a really cool guide here, which actually helped me identify um, some oils that you could use directly to achieve, how do I say that? I'm trying to put it in the words because I feel it like inside and I know what it means, but I'm trying to put it into the words. Um, some of the oils are better for gratitude, for example, because they release that happy feeling and help you focus, and even, like I said, reflect on what's really happening in your life. And it will help you like ground yourself, come back from the constant thinking process, and kind of relax, um, and just open your eyes, technically, like mindful seeing around what you already have and own even. And then we have the intention also. And as I mentioned, like when you apply an essential oil with the intention, you will always go back to that feeling of gratitude once you did some certain practice. Like even if you're writing, or even if you're writing a gratitude letter to someone, and there's this cool technique, I don't mention it anywhere, but it just popped in my head. Maybe somebody might use it. Let's say you are not happy with someone, and they did something wrong by you. How can you move on, right? So there's this technique. Uh, so you take two pieces of paper, and it's working because I'm also a life coach. So you take two pieces of paper, okay? On one, you start writing, let's say hypothetically, there's this person that you are not happy with. So on one piece of paper, you write a letter to that person, whatever comes into your mind, and there should be a space that you could switch to kind of becoming that person, where you will, on this piece of paper, reply to you, like why this person is doing to you these things that you wrote. And so once you're done, and this might be like going on for a while, from jumping from this sit to this sit, like writing it all out, whatever pours out of you. Okay, so at the end, when the head is blank, and this is like the most amazing feeling, when you just don't know what else to write, and even some, weird information might be coming in that's not even related to that person anymore, but it just keeps coming. But at some point, you will have like a blank mind. That is when you take a third piece of paper and just write the gratitude letter to that person, and use one of the essential oils that are great for gratitude practice. Yes, good for the ones in here with mother-in-law issues. That's me, okay? I live with one. We're getting better. All right, let's move on, ladies. I don't know. I just kind of decided to talk about this practice. It really, really helps, by the way, kind of to see the perspective of why the other person is doing what they're doing, because, there's no right or wrong. Obviously, they think this different point of view, and whatever. No matter what happens, is always two sides of the story, so to speak. So now, how to use essential oils in your daily routine. So let's just kind of jump back to the real world, to the easy part, because we don't want to kind of overburden you with a whole bunch of practices, because Nicole asked me not to make it too complicated when we're talking about making this class together, or even not call it a class, a virtual meetup. So now that we've talked about how essential oils can enhance the gratitude practices, let's just dive into the practical use. Okay, so it's, first of all, it's the Terra you can use three ways, but I'm not going to be talking about internal, because it's more about your physical health. We are talking more about spiritual kind of, if I can even call it that way. So we would be diffusing the oils, and my diffuser is over there. I wish I could show you, but I don't want to get up. I'm too lazy right now. Anyway, so you can use diffusers. And one thing important to say, though, not every diffuser is also made equal, because if you're using high quality essential oils, they are able to break down the plastic. And if the diffuser is made out of cheap plastic, when you're diffusing cheap oils in the cheap diffuser, you are going to be inhaling the particles, which are super duper toxic for your respiratory system and for your other body functions. Okay, so you can fill your space with calming or energizing scents based on what you need. I love to use lavender or frankincense. Not everybody likes frankincense, but I do. Or any type of oil from, I think it's called coniferous. It's a fancy word for Christmas tree type of trees, like the trees or shrubs bearing cones or evergreen leaves. And I like black spruce or Siberian fir for that reason. These are just my favorites. And they are actually amazing for holiday season as well, because they're natural anti-stress oils too. If you have a lot of people coming in and you haven't seen them in a while, like family members or whatever, diffuse those oils. This is gonna help a lot, trust me. And then the roll-on method, a topical method, it's really, really easy also. We have special bottles you can buy. You can just mix some oils together and just roll them. Or you can just put, mm, you can dilute with the carrier oil, just regular concentrate, just kind of roll it all over you. And I apply oils topically, usually to pulse points, like the wrists, sometimes temples, but maybe behind the ears, kind of. I like it that way more. And then a quick roll-on application is just perfect for moments when you need like fast mood boost, or you wanted to kind of do something like mindful walk or whatever other mindful practice that you might be doing. And it doesn't take like too much time and preparation. You just have it, you roll it, that's it. In 20 seconds, you're going to be getting some effect. Okay, we see here, and Nicole says, we use the roll-ons with the girls each day. Yeah, the roll-ons are super easy because they're already pre-diluted and you don't have to worry about sensitivity or anything. Um, so like I said, like for those of you who were at my class last year, remember we did with Nicole, we did the blending of the essential oils, like to find your perfect pure fume kind of scent. We inhaled certain oils and we chose the ones that we were attracted to. It's super easy to do that. And just use that, because apart from just, like I said, feeling nice, not feeling like smelling nice or inhaling a nice aroma, that is actually going to be penetrating into your bloodstream and helping you with other things on the way. Like, we can't avoid one thing from another. Like if you're using this for mindfulness and you're applying it, or if you're inhaling it, you will automatically get benefits for your physical health as well. So Gina says, I have roll-ons. Yes, I still have my 2 blends from that event. Why haven't you used them? Because it was 5 milliliters. You guys, come on. Don't be lazy, because that is the number one thing that's actually on the way for putting ourselves first. We put ourselves last most of the time. So these little tiny actions, they help us moms. I think, like, even stopping and rolling an oil, just like for 1 minute, you are in the present moment because you're doing it. Okay, so I mean, anyway, so the third thing I like, but I know not everybody has tubs these days because it's fancy to have showers, but it's cool to add oils to your bath, and it makes a truly luxurious experience, like a spa at home. And my favorite thing is to mix essential oils with milk. And it's called Cleopatra's bath. She did that. It's amazing to actually take a bath in a milk. Um, but just wanted to say that a few things for safety. Never put the oils just in the water, because you can burn yourself and they're super sensitive. Yes, I add, Nicole says, I add to the bath when the girls are feeling under the weather sometimes, but have to make sure they don't get it into their eyeballs. Yeah, but do you use like salt or any other carrier? Because water and oils do not mix. It's the same thing when we cook, we put olive oil and then the water comes in, they don't mix. Same with this. Okay, so now let's go to the next slide, and we're going to be having some recommendations here. So just, you want to take like a screenshot, or I don't know if you kind of, I can share this presentation later with you guys if you want, but some of the calming oils I suggest, because sometimes we want our mindfulness or gratitude practice to be in a certain state of mind, and sometimes we need more of the uplifting or sometimes we need to be grounded, depending on who you are and what you need. I've kind of singled out three things, like three different areas and three different types of oils that I would suggest for your practices. So the calming oils I like and I suggest is lavender, adaptive, and bergamot. They promote peace by influencing that GABA neurotransmission, which reduces nervous system hyperactivity and encourages relaxation. And I hope you kind of remember this, because if you have hyperactive kids, this is what you need to be using too. Totally off topic, but I just, felt like it's a good tip. Now we have uplifting, which are citrus oils like lemon or wild orange. And then I love peppermint for that. And that stimulates dopamine pathways, and it can help enhance focus and positivity and mental clarity. And the third one is the grounding oils. They, not everybody likes them. I have to just, be honest with you, because we have to build up our tolerance to chemically complicated oils. So frankincense is one of them. Black spruce is not, but it's still kind of, um, it's not a citrus oil that everybody would be like, oh, I love that. And the balance blend, they are rich in certain compounds that support oxygenation in the brain and help you balance your emotions. So when you're going to be doing different practices or even coming to Nicole's workouts, I know it's super active and everything, but after that, how do you want to feel next after the workout? You can be mindful about it, and you can use an oil to calm yourself because of something that's coming next, or you need more energy for that, or you're meeting someone after the workout, and so on. Kind of, you need to figure out what is your next step here. And a really cool thing I wanted to mention here is from my essential emotions training, because like I said, every oil is also opening up a path to you to work with some different blocks, the emotions that are stuck inside. And if you're drawn to a specific oil on a daily basis, for example, one of you or a few of you already saying that you're using oils and you have some, but out of 10 oils that you have, you just want to use lavender, for example. What does that actually mean? When you're drawn to it, it's like a plant is sending you a message. And I don't want to freak you guys out. It's just kind of, it's a fun way to see another way. And so lavender encourages emotional honesty, and it insists that individuals speak their innermost thoughts and desires. And as they learn to communicate their deepest thoughts and feelings, they are liberated from their self-inflicted prison. And lavender enables the release of suppressed feelings by calming the amygdala in the brain's fear center. And it is through open and honest communication that individuals have the potential to experience unconditional love, acceptance, and peace of mind. And then two of the other oils that I wanted to kind of bring up, but it's not for everyone. The message, obviously, if some of you are drawn to lavender at that particular moment, that might resonate with you and you'll find like a message for yourself there. And it's kind of helping you to bring up that stuck emotion and live through it. Now, we can use them, the oils, in the mindfulness practices and automatically feel certain emotions rise up. That is how essential oils they work with your brain, with the emotions that the scent triggers. And it's great because I feel like we need to be able to live through the emotions and not bury them deep down, because living through even the hardest one, it's the step forward in in our growth. And then, so let me just say a few things about the wild orange. And first of all, it's the oil of abundance. And if you're into like spiritual things, and every time you will go to kind of a meditation practice or whatever, if they're using wild orange, they want you to feel abundant. So, but from scientific point of view, it's high in liminin content. And when you're releasing negative emotions, The emotion of scarcity, kind of, or being overly serious, rigid, lack of energy. And also, a wild orange helps you get rid of the hoarding. Um, Hoarding, it's not an emotion, but it's like the state where you can't just say goodbye to things that have to be long gone. Like my husband always brings back the trash to see what I threw out. It's funny. I gotta give him more or a wild orange. Now, so the last example here is my favorite oil, frankincense, very, very complicated, king of oils, I call it. But it reveals deceptions and false truths. It invites individuals to let go of lower vibrations, lies, deceptions, and negativity. And this oil helps create new perspectives based on light and truth. This actually, it helps to connect to the divine, if I could just put it in that sense. And from scientific point of view, let me just kind of go and explain a little bit. It facilitates a meditative state by reducing those beta wave activity. And that is usually associated with the stress and overthinking. So frankincense is truly a miracle. And I have a chat here question. Would you say it's better to choose the oil based on your mood or what you want to achieve? Of course, what you want to achieve. If you're in the mood, in a bad mood, how would you choose an oil based on a bad mood? Like, I always see and recommend to see the bigger picture. What is your step B? Like, if you're feeling down now, but how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel great, inspired, or whatever? And then there's a list of oils that you can use to bring yourself to that state. So now, yes, okay, cool. I'm happy. I like that. Um, all right, so the next one I have really easy DIY essential oil blends for relaxation. For relaxation and mindfulness, I call this slide. It's super easy and it does not require you to have like a whole bunch of oils to play with, because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's so complicated, I don't want to, I don't want to mix it all, I don't know what to do. And uh, first of all, at the very beginning someone said that they don't know what to do with them oils. They have a lot, but once you just open this box, let's say this is the box with the oils, right? You open it and you start playing around with the oils, and the one that speaks to you, you grab it, you inhale, and your body will not lie to you. So technically it's been proven, like if you're in need of a certain oil to fix a certain issue in your body, you will be drawn to it. And the same goes when um, your psycho-emotional state kind of draws you to the oil that you need in order to, like you said, um, switch to a special state of mind. If I don't know if I'm speaking confusing or not, but you should come to one of my tests.
I want to interrupt. I want to interrupt. So, for example, oils have been in my life or in present for a very long time, but
Mhm.
in very small increments. So, like you said, my mom started with oils in our house, diffusing them, never really was curious about them, whatever. And then I noticed I started practicing using them when I had an ailment. So, rather than run to like medicine or a medicine cabinet, I'd say to my mom, and she had her big book, and I'd say, my tooth hurts. I have a toothache. Do you have anything in there that can help me with my tooth? My stomach hurts. I have anything with your stomach? My asthma was really bad. So like I started incorporating with my own health and wellness for like things that I needed to fix because I really wasn't in the mindfulness relaxation practice yet.
Yeah.
Then after that, I switched it to cleaning products. Then after that, I switched
Journey.
it to the mindfulness, So then I started incorporating it in like daily things. So if you do have them at home, I would say you can Google it, but you can also just ask Anna. The baby was teething, and I'm like, hey, I know you have a blend for teething. I freaking need it. And she made me a roller and gave it to me at class. And guys, I'm not just saying this because I want you to buy oils. Like I say it because I truthfully believe in it, like Anna does. Teething, couldn't have been better for this baby due to that oil you gave me.
I'm so glad. That's like my number one thing. But it's actually great that you mentioned that it's a journey. Not everyone comes to, mindfulness and gratitude because, they need it or they know they need it. It's like a growth um road, like a road to self-development. We need to start somewhere. And how do you get to the point where you use oils for the mindfulness is actually sometimes through being sick with physical things. And then later on, when you've noticing, like you said, that those oils help with ailments, then you want to see what is everybody talking about. Like if I remove the toxins from the home, it's kind of like one step leading to another. And then at the end of the day, when you are practicing mindfulness or meditations or going to yoga classes, you would want to bring these things with you because they've already helped you so much on a different level. You might be thinking already, okay, they're saying this should enhance my practice. So you just bring them and you're curious. It's not like, you kind of never used it before and you're like, okay, let me just try it. Some people don't even need it. So we're all different. And then what we remember you said that some practices, like what is it, what people can do about like gratitude and whatever. I made the slide just to kind of sum it up, what people do. I mean, but it could be anything. You could come up with your own gratitude practice, really, like what makes sense for you. It doesn't have to be one of these three things. It's not like a class, you do this, and that's it. No, we all find something that we can start doing little steps, and then expand to a bigger picture, like if you ever need that. So the journaling, like we've talked about, I'm not gonna stop right there. Mindful gratitude walk, which is really a cool thing. First of all, it's mindful, and then it's a gratitude. So, um, what it is actually is when you preferably alone, not with the stroller, because then when you walk with the stroller, your mind is still with your child, making sure they're safe, the stroller doesn't go ways. So try to find the time to be with yourself. I know it's hard, but like 30 minutes at least of walking without music, like the headphones, or calling to your friend. Sometimes it's good, but it's best to be with yourself at that time. Because then you start looking around and noticing things that you haven't noticed, the colors around you, whatever, and it's great. And then start thanking, being grateful for things that you notice. um like all of a sudden you're walking and you've noticed that you have this beautiful tree across the street you haven't even noticed before, and it's super green if it's the season, and you're grateful for the nature, for example, and just tiny little things. And it just I think like it helps us as human beings to get closer to something that's more deeper on some level, because it's not everything about material world. I believe in energy, and it's been proven everything is energy, and people keep talking about quantum physics, and I can even go on and talk about it more because I follow Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is. It's the doctor. He's got amazing walking meditations. So look into it if you have never heard. Anyway, so now the third one, which is a really cool thing that some people do, is the sacred gratitude space. Because sometimes I don't know how about you, I have a small house. Like I don't even have my own room anywhere. Everyone is following me everywhere I go. But if you have, let's say, on a bedside table, a tiny little space where you put like a picture of your family, or you put some kind of, what do you call it, the trinkets, like things that remind you of amazing things. And you, every single day, when you just look at it, at that little spot and feeling grateful, it's one other way to bring gratitude into your life and focus more on things that are great, rather than like, fall into negativity. Depending, of course, everybody's has like different situations and stuff. But so this brings me to this slide. It's tips for building a sustainable essential oil practice. uh, because we've been talking a lot today, and if some of you finally will decide to use their oils that were stashed since Christmas and look into it, I will feel honored to know that you opened your oils and start using it after this class. So what you're going to be doing, guys, you're going to be starting small. I'm not asking you to kind of get all 10 oils and start using them all at the same time. It's not going to work because you're just going to be overwhelmed with a new thing in your life. Like, remember you, Nicole, did for us the habit stacking thingy. This is like one of the examples where you can habit stack using essential oil on top of your practice, whatever it is. Even like I said,
Yes, love it.
after Nicole's workout, bring one of the oils that were hidden in the closet in the medicine cabinet or whatever. Open it. And that's how you start, like little by little. Then you gotta, we've talked about it. So you're gonna be using your intuition. It's super easy. You don't have to be sick, like I said. So you're gonna be trusting yourself to choose the oils that you need. Some days I naturally reach for grounding oils. Other days, I might grab an aphrodisiac at night. Who knows? But anyway, you can just experiment and enjoy. You can play around with blends, find what works best for you. And some oils are just going to be disgusting. And that's totally fine too. And it's just about finding kind of fun in the experience and allowing it to enhance your life. That's all it is. Don't overcomplicate things. And um, like, don't run after the session and buy oils, by the way, in Target or Whole Foods. I wanted to mention that, please, because those are of poor quality. And at today's class on kids wellness, I showed a terrible picture of one of those um, incidents, and you never know which oil you will get. So only buy from a quality source, okay? So now this thing, I decided to also put this slide up because we have the gratitude emotion challenge with Nicole in Motherhood Moves. Um, I wanted to kind of like wrap things up with this. And I've created a few daily gratitude exercises actually to help you use essential oils, to kind of give you an example what you could be doing so that you're not overwhelmed after all this information and be like, so what the heck am I supposed to do anyway? So let's do this. Let's do morning meditation or journaling with essential oil if you have. If you don't, I mean, you could buy later on, but really, all it takes, 5 minutes of your time. You can start with that. I know people have been saying, oh, you got to wake up at 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Like, I mean, it's not doable for most of the people. Most people who write those things are men with no kids or whatever. But anyway, so start your day by either diffusing or applying. And I would say citrus oil is a great choice, or breathe, because it opens up your respiratory system. And you want to start your day feeling uplifted. And when you breathe and you, like, I really wanted, if I wish it was offline, like I would give you to experience breathe. And Nicole, like she said, it helps with her asthma. So believe it or not, it opens up everything. And you'd be like, oh my God, I've never, took such a deep breath before. So the next thing I offer you to do, you know how Dr. Tara has her little assignments for us? You could use the grounding oils for those practices before you punch that play button or after. It's up to you. So you kind of work out what works for you. And the third thing, um, you don't have to do all three things. That's also I wanted to mention. Just choose one and start slow. But the third one is the evening reflection, and I like this a lot. Really, it helps me mostly with a whole bunch of things going through my mind, which I think it's like over 10,000 thoughts a second or a minute or a day. It's a lot, but anyway, you could diffuse something coming before bed, which is an amazing way to wind down, like adaptive or bergamot, which is also a great antidepressant, anti-stress oil, lavender, for example. And that's the coolest thing. You just write down three things you are proud what you did during the day. Like focus on you. And I know we're trying to focus on everyone else all the time, but I believe focusing on us first is number one priority, because if we feel, worthy inside out, that how do you do that? Nobody else can make you feel worthy or self, like provide the love that you need. You need to first learn to love yourself. Yes, Nicole says I like to verbalize instead of journal. It's even better because our throat chakra, I'm not into, chakra things, but that is what I heard. Like the throat chakra, it connects to something out there, to that energy pool on top that we have, and it draws all the good energy back. So you kind of declaring what you believe in, and that's great. So you either journal, or if you have a space and you're not, and if you're alone or not ashamed to declare that in front of your partner, that's even better. So that's one of those things. Now, guys, we've talked about stress a lot, and I felt like this is just something that moms need. So I said, and I mentioned in the group today, that I've prepared a gift for everyone. And this is a free ebook that I've put together. It's the free guide to less stress. It's not that much about essential oils, and there are just the 5 effective ways to calm your mind and nerves. So if you could just scan the QR code, it will take you directly to download the ebook, which I don't know, if for some people, basic obvious things, sometimes you need to kind of get that information from someone, even though but this might be a sign for someone. Once maybe one of those effective ways you'll find that resonates with you, and you're going to be using that, or you need that right now. And it's like a sign. I believe in signs. I know. So the last thing, I wanted to just thank you all for being here today. But let's see if anyone has any questions, because this has been a lot of new information for most of you. For some of you, it might sound like ridiculous. I know, it's okay. So if anyone wants to unmute themselves and have a conversation with Nicole or me, it's would be nice. Or we could just go ahead and enjoy our nights. And actually wanted to, one of the things here on the slide, I host different kinds of wellness workshops. And if you would be interested in anything else particular, like any subject on foundational wellness, Nicole can set this up, I'm pretty sure, if we will have
Yes, today I went to one that Anna ran, and it was more about children and applying these things to our kids' health and wellness, and it was amazing. And I think all of you moms would love it. But because we were on the topic of mindfulness, I kind of jumped the gun in making her start here. But if you guys are still curious, I would love for Anna to come again, maybe next month, and host this. More specific to how we can apply those things to, even, we could pick a topic, whether it's
whatever
whatever
you want
topics
to
you
learn
cover.
about and you need
Yeah,
solution with. We could
good.
probably bring both of our knowledge, because I believe you're a health coach as well. Is that right? Like a something I forgot.
Not by trade. No, I mean, I live and
So
breathe all
smart,
this.
man.
I live all this shit. That's all.
I don't know. Every challenge that you create is, I don't know, it's amazing. And I'm really grateful. Since we're talking about that, let me just express my gratitude to not only everyone who's here today for just coming, but being in this club. I don't even know how to call it, community club. Um, I'm not gonna call it, there's a bad word for it, but anyway, uh, the
It's not
cult.
a cult. It's not a cult.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is I've come along so a long way. When I started, you remember me, I was a mess. I was depressed, and I actually went through depression during this time period with you, and I bounced back with essential oils again. Just wanted to say that we are humans, and a lot of things happening, and if you fix one thing doesn't mean it's fixed forever, unfortunately. But we can learn to find ways to deal with it. And I found you, Nicole, to deal with my depression and the state of unworthiness that I felt, and a whole bunch of other things. And I'm super grateful. And for all of the ladies who became my friends or even acquaintances saying hello to me, I feel amazing. I came to the Friendsgiving and everybody said hello, and I felt like, oh my God, they know me. It's cool. It's cool. Thank you for this community. It's amazing.
You're welcome, and I'm over here crying now. So thanks for getting me my. I love all of you, and I mean, listen. If you guys got a topic you ever want to talk about, I want to bring this community together in more ways than you know. And you're an expert. Like, I use oils every day. I eat, breathe, and sleep everything I teach you guys. But at the end of the day, I have said this before and I'll say it again. I don't have the answer to everything. And just me posting the teething thing, and this is really what ignited me to ask you. People were like, tell me more about oils. And like, yeah, I can tell you from my own experience, but you're the expert in that. And I want you to be able to help more moms in our community and just in life in general. So I appreciate you taking the time to do it. And I know that you love it. So it comes off a lot. I know, Gina, I wish I had all the answers. But that's the
Oh, you
goal.
do. You know why? Because it's, you said at the very beginning, your mom, when she brought those things to your house, to your life, what she did, she just used her encyclopedia. That is what we all start with. And I don't want people to think you have to be an aromatherapist to use essential oils. Otherwise, they're just not going to use it because people don't like complicated. And essential oils are the easiest freaking thing there is, really. And you don't need extensive knowledge in chemical composition. Nobody needs that, really. All you need is someone who just tell you, oh, if you're sick, apply this oil here, and that's it. You know exactly what to do if there's a virus, because that's mostly only on guard for that. That's it.
Truthfully, not to get too deep, but last winter or 2 winters ago, I think Charlie and the little boy I nannied for, so 2 winters ago, had Coxsackie, and they had these little blisters start coming. But I will tell you, I think I burned them off by using oils. Probably didn't use enough carrier oil, but within like 4 days, the
It
four
was
dots that
last
showed
year.
up,
I remember
gone,
that.
gone. Right? I asked you, I was like, is this safe?
Yes,
I
and
don't
you
know if
said
I
that
should
you put that neat on them. I'm like, oh my God. But you see, it works. And the worst case scenario, you guys, essential oils, they leave your body, your system in 2 hours. Okay. You pee it out. Whatever is not needed in your body just eliminates. You cannot get intoxicated with it, whatever. It just leaves your body. Don't drink it. Only 20 drops per day. I got rid of staph infection on my face from my dirty gym mats with oils. It's possible, Christine said. Yeah. Oh my God. Gym mats. Ugh. Yeah, you gotta clean those. That's true. Yeah, not mine. Yeah. Obviously not yours. The public gym, of course. You can bring a lot of things from public places. But anyway, I guess it's time to us to say goodbye. Right? No,
Yes,
yes,
if anyone
maybe.
has any questions, even if you can't think of them now, but you want to ask Anna, you know how to get in touch with her. We can, if you want to put your Instagram in the chat, just in case they don't have it.
Okay. I had the QR code there, but that's okay. I can type. The old school. Let me misspell it probably. Instagram. Okay, there you go. Thank you for both for hosting. This was lovely. I'm going to find my oils, please. Yes. Oh, that's Leah. You send a direct message, but yeah, she said thank you for hosting. All right. You guys have a wonderful night and relax. Christine said thank you. Okay. Good night. Good night. Good night, everyone. All right. I am going to shut down the meeting then, and I'll send the recording to you, okay?